Okay, so this is a short introduction video for IFE 008, English Academic Writing. So this is actually for the students who weren't available to make it to the first class, which was held in the classroom. Of course, now all the classes are online, but yeah, this is for the students who were, I think, pretty much out of the country. So only about 7 students came to the first class, so this is going to give you a short introduction about me, about the course, and all of the requirements. Okay? All right, so we're going to get started here. So first I'll give a short introduction about myself. My name is Eddie, hence the Ajarn Eddie. Okay? So, my name is Edward Bacon, but please just call me Eddie. I am from America. Okay? I was born in America. But I've lived most of my professional teaching career, I've been in Asia. So for the past little over 6 years, I've been working right here at Rangsit University International College. And then before that, I was an English teacher in Japan for about 8 years in a small, not small, but a prefecture that's not very popular for people that don't know Japan very well. I lived in Gunma, so I lived there for 8 years, learned a lot about Japanese and Japanese culture. So I speak Japanese, but it's going down. I'm forgetting a lot. So, it's been about 8 years since I left Japan. I used to teach Japanese at the university, but I decided to focus on only teaching English. Okay. Yeah, so I graduated from the University of Oregon with my bachelor degree, where I majored in Japanese and I minored in business administration. After that, I got my master's degree here at Rangsit University in education, focusing on bilingual education. Then now I'm a PhD student at Thammasat University. And the name of the program is English Language Studies. So I anticipate finishing my PhD either 2022 or 2023. Yeah, so that's my short interview. So now let's get into the course. Okay, now I want to talk about, hopefully everybody has downloaded Moodle, and this is basically the online information about the course. And also this is a place where you get the information, but also you can, this is where you do the self-study information. First I want to cover is this, when you open up your class for IFE 008, you will come across, first is the course syllabus. So, so you can read this on your own, but what I want to do is I want to cover how the class will be assessed, okay? So for class assessment, okay, so now this course, it's pass-fail, all right? So you need a 60% above or above to pass, all right? So one thing I want to stress about this course, it is very, very, very difficult to fail, okay? So if you come to class, you come to the lectures, you do the work, take the quizzes, take the exam, you'll pass, okay? So if you work hard, you'll pass. But if you don't come to class, that's where students tend to suffer a little bit. So my recommendation, just come to all the classes and do all your homework, and I think you'll do fine, okay? All right, so let's get into the how the class will be assessed, all right? So attendance, 10%. So at the beginning of each online class, we'll be playing a game of Kahoot. I use this as like an icebreaker, and also to take attendance. So by logging into this game, you automatically get a 10%. All right. So if you cannot, let's say if you oversleep and you miss the part to log in, then just please let me know by the end of that day, and then I will give you credit for coming to the lecture, because chances are I will remember that. But the way my brain works is that whenever it hits midnight, it resets, and I don't remember anything from the previous day. All right. So you have to let me know the same day that if you couldn't log in. All right. Next is the homework. So we will be doing will be using Google Classroom for this. So it will be worth 20% of your final grade. All right. So obviously this is a writing course, so it will be writing based. So there will be writing, I believe, about 12 writing assignments. So just make sure you do all the assignments and on time, and you'll be fine. And also, when you submit this in Google Classroom, please only use Google Docs. Okay, so that way it's a lot more effective for me to give you feedback. So nothing in Word. If you send it in Microsoft Word, it won't be accepted. And if you send it in PDF, it won't be accepted either. So I prefer Google Docs, and that way I can give you effective feedback on your writing, and that way it better chances for you to improve your writing skills. All right. Next, quizzes. Okay, so the quizzes, there's going to be 2 quizzes in this course. And if you look down here in the schedule, I believe I scheduled quiz number 1, class 6. Yes, class 6. And then quiz number 2 is going to be class 8. Okay, so collectively, those quizzes, they're worth 30% of your grade. So make sure you come to the take the exams on the specified day, and they're going to be online. We're going to be, and I'll explain how we will be taking them. But if you cannot make it on that day, please let me know beforehand, and that way we can schedule things for you or make accommodations. But if you don't tell me in advance and you don't take the exam, they cannot be made up. All right, so please just let me know in advance. Okay, I'll try my best to work with you. Next is the FSET post-test. So in the first class, those that came to the class, they took an FSET pre-test, and then the rest of you took it today. I'm recording this on Friday after the class. So again, today, the pre-test, it's just practice. It doesn't mean anything. It's not connected to your grade. What it does is it lets me know your writing level, okay? Because we have to make sure by the end of the term, you're up to a B2 level. So if you pass both the course and the writing post test, you will you will move up from plan B to plan C, and then you can start taking your courses that are related to your majors. All right, and then we have a IELTS writing. Let's see what I write there. Okay. Oh yes. Sorry. Yeah. And then the written final exam for the course, and that's worth 20%. And again, if you can't make it, if you can't take it on the scheduled day, please let me know in advance, and I can schedule things for you. And then also about also talk about the IELTS writing post test. You need to get a B2 or higher in order to move on. So each week we'll be taking writing practice assessments, to help you prepare for it. But then by the end, you need to get B2 or higher to pass, okay? Because the Thai government, they passed regulations about how they want certain English standards for all graduates. And the university here, Ranks University, they made a point that, or they set regulations that all students should graduate with a level B1 or higher. And this is an international college, which is, I think, one step above. So that's why you need to get a B2. Okay. All right. So now, and then if you go through this, this right here, again, this is the course syllabus, and this is a short introduction video I made last week to explain some things. And then down here, what I do is I go through each class and let you know in advance what we're going to cover. So for class 1, we just did the course introduction and some pre-writing skills, and also we covered the process of writing. Also, what I did here for class 1 is I posted the PowerPoint from the class. Okay, so that way you guys can practice, and also in this video I'll go through the PowerPoint quickly to cover some things, but then also you can go through this and practice it at home at your convenience. Okay, and then also after each class, all PowerPoint presentations and live streamed lecture videos will be posted here. So I'm going to post this video I'm recording right now. I'm going to put it right there, okay? And then for class 2, again, this is what we covered today, the structure of a paragraph. Like we covered in essence, what was a paragraph. You have the introductory sentence, supporting sentences, conclusion. So we covered that today. Then for the grammar focus, this is the self-study aspect of this course. All right. So how this course works is it's going to be an hour and a half live online lecture, and of course this is a 3-credit course. All right. Oh, actually, it's a non-credit course. Sorry, it's a pre-college course. So normally all the courses that we offer here at the university, they're 3 credits. But it's a 3 hour, each class is 3 hours. So what we did was when we transitioned from a traditional classroom learning into online learning for the summer due to the coronavirus, what we decided was that there will be an hour and a half online live lecture. It's going to be interactive, so we're using WebEx. And again, I posted all that information in this video right here. Okay, so then, so there's going to be an hour and a half online live lecture, then an hour of self-study on your part, and that's what this is about. So I want you to go through this PowerPoint, practice it for 1 hour, and some of you may be able to finish it sooner. But if you have trouble with it, just keep going through it again and again until you get it right. And then the last part of each class is the homework. So that I calculated that should take about 30 minutes for the writing homework. And so, 3 hours for each class. So you look at here for today's class, or for class number 2, we have the grammar focus, which is dealing with modal verbs. And then here I posted the PowerPoint presentation from the class today. Then I will also, maybe tomorrow, I'll be uploading a video, like a short recap of Friday's class, which is today's class. Okay? And that's about it. And then you can scroll down into the other classes, future classes, and let you know what you will be covering. But yeah, so again, after each class, I will upload. Actually, before the class, I will upload the grammar focus, and then after the class, I will upload both the PowerPoint and the video from the class. All right. So, guess we're done with the course introduction. Now, I'll quickly go through the PowerPoint slides from today. Okay. All right. So, again, this is the title of the class, IFE 008. English Academic Writing 2. Okay. And all right, so this is a little matching we did in the beginning. So we had to match the word with the correct definition. So step. The definition for step is one thing in a series of things to do. So for example, you have step 1, step 2, step 3. All right. Next topic. We have, it's a subject, what the piece of writing is about. Okay, so whenever you do writing, of course, you're going to have a subject or a topic. All right. Next, gather. Gather is to find and collect together. So let's say if you have a group of information, when you bring it all together, that's what we call it, gather. Okay. Next, organize. So organize is to arrange in a clear, logical way. So when you're writing, you have all this information. So you need to figure out how you're going to put it together. So what's going to be part of your introduction, what's going to be part of your supporting details, and then what's going to be part of your conclusion. Okay. Next is a paragraph, and that's what we talked about in the second class. That is a group of related sentences, okay? And I need to stress related. So when you have a paragraph, you do not want to include anything that is not relevant. So only stay focused on your topic and your topic sentence, all right? Next is the essay. So essay is a short piece of writing, at least 3 paragraphs long. Okay, so generally, but they don't have to be 3 paragraphs. I prefer, the minimum for me generally is 5 paragraphs. So you're going to have an introductory paragraph, and you're going to have body paragraphs, preferably 3, but 1 is the absolute minimum. And then you have a concluding paragraph. So what this course is about, it's about going from, most of you now, you can write a paragraph, but we're going to go from writing paragraphs to eventually, by the end of the term, writing an essay, an academic essay. Okay. Next is proofread. Okay, proofread is to check a piece of writing for errors. So it's a good idea before you turn in your writing to have other people, to have someone else look at your writing to check for any mistakes that you may have made. And again, this is something that I do as well. Whenever I submit like an academic paper to a journal, I'll usually have 2 or 3 people proofread it for me to make sure I did not make any mistakes. So of course, everybody makes mistakes. And also let you know, when I send messages online or on Google Classroom, I am the laziest typer. So I make typos. So just bear that in mind. Especially in line, I'm a very, sometimes students will send me messages at midnight. I'll respond, and I'm really tired. But yeah, we all make mistakes. Okay, so next, edit is the last one. Therefore, it should be number 5. So to change or correct a piece of writing. So this is what you do, is after someone proofreads your paper, they'll give you some advice on how to change it, and then that's when you edit it, and to make it better. Okay, all right. So now we're going to get, now this is a little exercise we did in class where I posted a document in the line group, and then you guys had to pull out the information about it. So pre-writing. So during the pre-writing process, step 1 is you choose a topic. Okay. And step 2, gather ideas. Step 3, decide which ideas you want to use and where you use them. And again, when you're gathering ideas, make sure you stay focused on the topic. So do not include anything. So for example, if you're writing a paper about basketball, there's no need to include information about volleyball. All right, so you want to stay focused on the topic. In the drafting stage, this is where you write your paragraph or essay. Okay, so this is like your first time writing it. Okay. Next is you check what you have written. Okay, this is the reviewing and revising section. So this is not only something you would do, but maybe also have some of your friends check it as well. Okay. And then for the rewriting, this is after you or yourself or a teacher has given you advice on your writing. This is where you rewrite it to fix the problems. All right. So this part's generally goes a lot faster than the other stages. All right, because you've gotten your paper written, you got some advice on how to fix it to make it better, and so generally this goes a lot smoother. So this is where you explain something more clearly, add more details, and change your organization. All right. So now, what is a paragraph? So a paragraph is a group of 5 to 10 sentences that give information about a topic. Before you write, you must choose a topic for your paragraph. Okay, so again, I always tell students, 1 paragraph, 1 idea. Okay, so you want to stick to the topic. So when you gather supporting details for your paragraph, make sure that they are connected to your topic. So again, if you're writing a paragraph about basketball, don't include volleyball. All right, and I would say this is what the textbook says from a group of 5 to 10 sentences. I would say 5 is a good number. 10, that can be a bit much, but generally the absolute minimum is 3, but 5 is a lot better. So like what we talked about in today's class, you have a introductory sentence, supporting sentence or sentences, and then you have a conclusion. Okay, so generally, what I like 5 sentences. So you have a introductory sentence, 3 supporting sentences, and then 1 conclusion. Okay? All right. Okay, so this is where you want to choose a topic that is not too narrow. Okay, so obviously you don't want to talk about something about don't write a paragraph about the thing sitting on your desk at home. Okay, that's too narrow and not very interesting for others to read about. But then, on the other hand, you don't want to choose something that's too broad. So, let's say if you're interested in, let's say, baseball, your topic should not be baseball. You can kind of focus it. Like, for example, do you have a favorite baseball player? Like, let's say Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Jose Canseco. So keep it not too broad, but then not too narrow. Kind of keep it in the middle. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to make your essay or paragraph as interesting for the reader as possible, but you want to be able to get information about it. Okay. So make sure it's not too narrow, not too broad. Okay. All right. So brainstorming. Okay. So brainstorming. This is a way to gather ideas. Okay. So what we talked about in class, there are 3 ways. The simplest way is to make a list. This is generally what I do. You have free writing. This is basically where you just basically write for a set amount of time. You don't worry about grammar. You don't worry about structure. You just write what's going on in your mind. Okay. And then we have mapping. So this is what we did in class today. We used a application called Poplet. So that's it's Poplet Lite. So that's a free online application you can get in the Apple Store, or in the Play Store. So this is actually a great way to work in a group, brainstorming, using mapping, using these small bubbles to generate ideas. Okay. And then, so for today, now we're getting towards the end here. So for the homework for the first class was I wanted you to do free writing. So again, free writing, it's basically just, you don't have to worry about structure, don't worry about grammar, don't worry about organization, just write about what's on your mind. All right? So that's going to be the homework, or that was the homework after the first class. And I posted this in Google Classroom. So what I want you to do, go to Google Classroom, and then again using Google Docs only. So again, this is a great way for me to give you effective feedback. So don't use Microsoft Word. Do not use. A lot of people use PDF. Please don't use PDF. So I will only accept Google Docs. Okay. So basically what you do is you open up you go to Google Classroom, you open up Google Docs, and you just write for 15 minutes, all right? Or in this case, type. Yeah, don't write, type, please. And that's about it. So this is pretty much what we covered in Wednesday's class. It's kind of simple. But yeah, okay, that's it for today. Or this is it for the first class. And I will see you guys next week. Okay? All right.